My name's Steve.
I'm Kirk.
We're here in Richfield at Messenger Boot Camp, and we had an experience on our noon outreach. You go out and eat lunch and talk to people and see what happens. I went to a cigar shop where they sell cheap cigars and cheap cigarettes. There's places like that all over. The guy that runs the joint is named Muhammad. He's from Egypt. He's Muslim. This is the third Saturday in a row I went to see Muhammad. I walked in the door and he goes, "Oh, Steve, are you going to come and pray for me again today?" And he was enjoying seeing me. Got to talking to him today about his Muslim faith and find out he also has on several occasions gone to Christmas, Easter, different holidays in a Christian church, and has some real views on religion. Even though he's Muslim, he believes that everything is all about love and promoting peace between people. We asked him, "Where did you get this belief? Did you read it in the Quran? Did you read it in the Bible?" And he says, "No, I got this as a direct revelation from God. God told me that it's all about peace and loving one another." He's a sincere person. I was expecting when I talked to a Muslim that I'm going to get all sorts of hate and resistance coming back at me. Wasn't true at all. Didn't have a bad attitude about Christians. We just loved him up. I mean, we're not saying anything negative about the Islam religion or anything like that. But there was a real openness there. I bought a cigar from him for the third time in a row. You can think about that anything you want to, that's fine. But I'm going to continue visiting Muhammad on Saturdays because I believe the man's sincere and I believe the hand of God's on him. And we go to him and I go to him and I talk to him in a very respectful way. And there's no walls, there's no barriers. So it's been a very encouraging experience, and I believe that he has profited from it and looks forward to it as well.
Before we went to lunch before that, before the e-cig store or cigar store, and we went to Chipotle, and we're sitting there at a round table with 3 stools, and there's 2 of us. So what comes to my mind is we need to invite somebody to eat with us. Just wait for someone who's coming through the line alone. And so a few guys came through, and I went over and said, "Hey, in our country how we're kind of afraid to be sociable with other people. You go to these other countries and they're all just like talking away. Well, I just wanted to invite somebody to come and sit with us, and you can maybe tell us about yourself." Well, I did that like 3 people, and they were all, had to get back to work. It was lunch break. So, okay. And then a lady came and sat down by us, and we were about to go, but I said, "How about if I go over and ask her if we can sit with her, and would you be willing to share your testimony with her?" She says, "Yeah." So I just went over and asked her, "Hey, we're at a seminar, and we're just learning how to be comfortable talking with people we don't know. And I just wanted a little practice. I was wondering if we could just sit with you a minute and you can maybe tell us about yourself." So she said, "Sure." So we sat down and we asked about her life, and she started talking and telling us about it, and then I asked if she had some physical problems. I said, "Well, can we pray for that right now before we go on?" So she said, "Sure." So I believe you, Steve, prayed for her healing for her, and then we got into where she said that she was a Christian, and she grew up in the church and was, doesn't really know of a time when she wasn't saved. So we talked a little bit about, then Steve gave his testimony about how he was brought up in the church, but, it wasn't really, didn't really have a relationship with God.
Right.
So then he shared with how his life just changed when he actually connected with God on a personal level. And that was his testimony in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's about how far it went.